Today, the NAACP is calling on professional athletes to stay away from Texas teams. The organization argues the Lone Star State is no longer safe for women or the black community.
KVUE's Mike Marut joins us now. And Mike, the president of the Texas chapter of the NAACP told you today this was prompted by this year's legislative actions.
That's right, Brian and Quita. Gary Bledsoe called this past legislative session the most anti-black session he's ever seen. He highlighted the changes in election reform and abortion rules. NAACP sent the letter to most of the national player associations for professional sports, including the WNBA, WNBA, NFL, and MLB. In part, the letter read, quote, Texas is setting a precedent for effectively dismantling civil rights throughout the nation. Their top priority is infringing on their constitutional duty to promote the general welfare, end quote.
When you're a pro player, when you get in your car and you drive to the stadium, and when you drive home from the stadium, you're African American just like I am. You're subject to the same kinds of stops and abuses and kinds of harassment that other African Americans do.
In 2020, we saw a lot more professional athletes making public political statements. The NAACP hopes the weight that athletes carry, especially here in Texas, where, of course, we love our sports, can affect change after this session. This letter was directed at free agents, but for many sports right now, free agency won't start until next year. Now, this letter did not address college or high school athletes looking to play at the next level, but Bledsoe told me he hopes students of color pay attention to the NAACP's plea and consider politics when deciding where to go to school. So far tonight, we have not heard any responses from Governor Greg Abbott or other state leaders about this letter. Brian.
KVUE's Mike Marut live in the newsroom tonight. Thank you, Mike.